Hello. Welcome to D&D. This is episode 22. Huh?
23.
23, shit. 23 of Realm of the Chaos King. I literally just made the title like 10 minutes ago.
Imagine if we just turned around. Imagine if we were like, damn, that sucks.
That's hell.
I mean, I don't know what else to do. I guess we'll just turn around and let Icklid get taken.
Hang out with the bear.
Oh yeah, true. On your ship, you could just sail off into Rolakium.
We're pirates now.
Yeah, absolutely. The coast of Kruul, sail with Solovniach, all that stuff. You could have a happy life until the Liches eventually, and whatever their plan is, spread out into the rest of the world.
Fuck them.
Okay, so you continue down the path toward the massive city of Kruul. The walls and the towers loom far above you, the skulls and robed figures looking down at you ominously from their stolen perches. Eventually, you see, arching over the wide road, the gates of Kruul. You see an immense archway, lined with silver and bone. The stone magnificently set around the open path, with beautiful carvings of water rushing all around it with foam, froth, and sparkling magic that explodes out from the puckering swells of the stone water. Within the water are the dead, dying, and long wasted away. Once Erlendi, to be sure, now magically desecrated and turned from silver and stone to silver and bone. Their eyeless sockets stare down at the road, and their lipless mouths grin perpetually into a lifeless day. Above and around those once illustrious depictions are words in black speech and runes of abjuration, though long lost are their powers. The words say, even though none of you speak it, I wrote it, so I'm going to read it. Word. Nice. Fear not the unknown, for in its being there is knowing. Fear not death, for in its being there is life. Fear not yourself, for in your being there is purpose. Come now into the embrace of the Erlendi. Upon the beaches of Hecate and within the comforting gaze of Gilean we rest. And we call to you, weary traveler, for you are welcome within, welcome to share your knowledge and experience the magic life has to offer. Welcome to Kruul. Above that wonderful inscription are banners engraved within the stone, made to look as if the wind were billowing their bodies, and are held by more decrepit elven fingers. These banners read, also in black speech, Mentis nostras, animas nostras adamas, or our mind, our souls for Adamos. Even above these, just below the ramparts that loom above the gate, are more engravings, though these remind Eupheme of something he's seen before. Cracks in the stone that lead down to the waters below, stretching and wrapping down the archway. Roots of a tree, flanked on either side by the incredibly large statues and towers that sit guard to the city. The gates themselves appear non-existent within the archway, the way into the city wide open with no guards in sight. You peer directly down a main street of the former capital of the Erlendi.
So we don't have a plan.
No.
Were you ever confident about this? Did you ever think that we could do this? Succeed in getting, was it Dagamaris you wanted?
I didn't quite understand where he had been taken. Thought maybe he'd be truthful. And then we found out it was Kruul, and it's all kind of gone downhill from there. But at the beginning, I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
I didn't really think about it either. Although, Yahiro seemed like it wasn't a great idea. At least he didn't think it was a great idea. I'm sure if he was here, well, I think he's here somewhere, but if he was here next to us right now, he'd probably be very upset that we're about to walk into this place with nothing.
Should we try to find him?
I'm going to find him.
Should that be our plan immediately?
Why would you want to find him?
Because I don't think we're going to be able to get into the prison if it's just you, me versus 10 liches and whatever else they have up there.
But you said he turned on us, right?
Yeah. But I don't know, you're friends with him, right? Maybe you could...
After he tried to kill me?
Yeah, I guess.
I came to ask him questions.
When he flipped on you, he didn't really look like himself.
I can't quite remember what happened. It's weird. It's just like... You know, since I've been here, it's been very odd. I feel like I should hate this place a lot more than I do. I feel like the smell should bother me more. And all this undeath should be more revolting to me, but it isn't. Not innately, but when I sit down and I think about it, it's like when I look at these skeleton creatures and ghastly undead things, I see them shamble about, feast on rotten flesh, and it's this animalistic way that's so basic. They're just moving because they can't stop. They're stuck here. They're just shambling on in the scar, back and forth, lurching at whatever thing catches their fancy. And I think I might have said something to Yahiro. I might have provoked him in some way. I find all these undead things remind me of myself in a way. Not quite living, but not quite dead. And it makes me angry.
Angry that you're like them, or...
Yeah. Angry that I might belong here.
I haven't known you for a really long time, but I don't think you belong here.
I don't seem like it, but everything is telling me I do.
You and the kid, you both got your powers from some book, right?
Yeah. But you've got to admit that Iglid is Iglet's living. Iglet is alive. I'm still figuring that out. And, well, I'm just saying this because if we go in here, and it turns out I actually do belong, I'm here to help the living. And Yahiro is living.
Why do you think it's about belonging instead of choosing? If you don't want to belong here, then you don't belong here. He's got an imp. I've got Balancer, huh? You've got whatever you've got. I don't think you should be so quick to assume that whatever it is that makes you feel like you belong in a place like this when you're a person like you are, that that's something that's within you.
What's that? You haven't known me long. It's not about what I can do. What I can do has been a blessing. I actually didn't even know it was necromancy until recently. It's about how I feel. There's been countless numbers of people who've had it worse than me, but I had a thing once. And I had a moment in which I felt like I was alive. And the moments since have not been the same. I don't think I don't think I'm undead in a literal sense, but I think there's something to being forced by circumstance or by magic to persist. And being here has put that into perspective.
So if you hadn't touched your book, then you didn't have this thing making you keep going, would you not want to?
There are so many things that need to be done.
It's not about your to-do list. It's about how you feel about it. If you take whatever weight you're putting on yourself off, then how do you still feel?
If I didn't have to be here, if all these people didn't need my help, then I wouldn't be here. But I don't know, I hunger for the life that is here, to know peace. Just like the creatures of the scar hunger for flesh. It sustains me from day to day. But only so much. And I hate that. I know there's something, right?
I think that's a good thing that you hate it.
It might have been why Yahiro attacked us. It might have been why.
Your hero didn't attack you because of anything you did. I was the one talking down to him about what he was. I was the one that made him mad. I don't think he would have done anything like that to you if it wasn't for me.
Well, I'm gonna ask him some questions. I don't know you very well. But I know that if I find a way, if I see any possibility of saving them, I'm not going to hesitate to sacrifice anything else. It's what I came here to do. And if I were to fall, I don't think there'd be too much of a loss if I was wandering around this terrible fucking place. But the idea of that happening to you, or the bear, or even Dagamaris, tears my heart in two. I need to know that you'll save yourself. Or at least save them. No matter what.
No. I understand maybe part of where you're coming from. But I'm not leaving you here if I have a chance to. And that comes from me. That also comes from Titus. I'm not leaving you behind.
What does Titus want with me? I'm not fighting in his army.
I don't think Titus wants anything from you. Maybe, I don't know.
Of course he does.
You're a human. And you're a good one. And you've been roped into the mess of everyone else, just like the rest of us. You're strong and you care about the people around you. And there have been enough of us that have died. So if I can save you, I'm saving you. That's what we're meant to do. Now, you can not always save yourself all you want, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you how to feel about yourself. But, I'm not going to leave you. Or Euclid, or Dagamaris. But that one's less out of goodwill.
Goodwill.
Listen, I'm not a very good liar. And if you're going to see your hero, then I care about Tyus a lot. I've cared about him for a really long time. He's like, a dad to me. And he's taken on, a lot. Because it was forced on him. And he's a good man. And he's been hurt a lot. So I'm gonna tell you something and I need you to promise that you won't ask what you want to ask about it, okay? Yario didn't turn on you. I lied about that because I didn't know what else to say. You and I found something that we weren't supposed to find. And I didn't tell you to keep your mouth shut. And so you went and told Yairo and Euclid, which I guess is what you would do because they're your friends. And then I told Titus what we found and he got really mad. And he came. And Yairo was acting a bit funny. And so Titus killed him, or whatever it is that you do to liches. And he was going to kill you and Euclid as well, because you knew what it was. And I didn't know what to do, because it was all my fault that all of it was happening, and then you were all going to die because I was stupid. And so I said that maybe he could get the Archmage to maybe just take the memory away from you so you wouldn't know.
I guess he couldn't do that to Yahiro.
I don't think he, thought about it. But that means the Yahiro still knows. So, please don't ask what it is. And please ask Yairo not to tell you. I know that I don't deserve to ask this of you, but you're going to find out either way, and I have to protect that information. It's really, really important to me.
He was going to kill me. Did he hurt Iklid?
No. I think he just had Zed bring him over. But nothing happened to him. I know it is... You're going to have to take my word for it, but... It was understandable why he was so mad.
According to you. I don't care to know. Titus Smirkwood, I've met him twice, and both times he was very rude to me. I guess that was the second time he tried to kill me. I don't care about his secrets. To ask him any questions or to learn anything about him, I don't. I have other things to worry about.
Sorry for lying to you, making you think that your friend betrayed you.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I could think of. And it didn't even matter in the end, so...
Taking out hero A's. It was worse for Iklid than it was for me, I think. I was ready to accept it. In my mind, that's what people do. They kind of just eventually die. Or get taken away, or just leave. And I was ready for that to happen. Lied to. I think about a month ago, I would have understood. I think a month ago I would forgive you. Because that's what I do. I try to understand. But I think that's part of what's been killing me all these years. Sometimes people are just tyrants. don't make it out of here. For whatever it's worth, I'm sure Titus Mirkwood has 1,000,001 people who don't like him. I want to say that not even knowing what the hell could have made him so mad, I wish him the best. I wish you the best, but I won't forgive you.
Why was I going to ask for it?
Well, stay close.
Okay. You carefully begin to walk through the archway, seeing the city of Kruul unfold before you. You see the buildings on either side, a beautiful melding of stone, wood, and brick. Some fully one material, others another, while some appear a combination of two or more, though all of them hold a character in and of themselves. Some are reminiscent of regal Irelandish temples, combined with the quaintness of Betuise. Jettied second floors above richly colored brick storefronts, and pillars accenting the edges of the upper floor, which consists of both brick and wood half-timbered styles. Some appear more rigid, straight and narrow toward the sky in the same style as Telemund. First floor partially shrouded by a line of pillars that holds the second and third, though still it appears to have been painted long ago with inscription and design along the pillars that give it a familiar warmness, with overgrown greenery spilling from their balconies. Other buildings lean toward the wide road, old and tired with worn bricks, or with worn backs, weighed down by the test of time. You see many streets careening off of this one. No end to their lengths, it seems, as they spread like loose water through a maze. It is a wondrously sprawling city, with lamp posts on either side of the streets that spread out into the various reaches of Kruul, plunging out from the carrot purple and grayish blue bricks that make up the paths you walk upon. You look down the road as you walk upon it, incredibly wide and lined with many buildings of various shapes and sizes, again, reminiscent of both Betuise and Telemund, half-timber, rich in color, and ancient Grecian in many of their designs as well. You see the shops, homes, and small establishments of the capital. Yet, you see no denizens, alive at least. You see many dozens of people, motionless, standing like statues within the roads, sitting upon carts, exiting their homes, looking into the magically infused glass of the shops. None of them move a muscle, nor do they have any, their mummified bodies simply in stasis, their souls ripped from them by such magnificent magics one can barely believe, and then placed here after the fact, it seems, as if they were dolls to be played with. You look now not a city, but a graveyard. No, not a graveyard, for that is a place of rest, a place of mourning, though none have been able to be accomplished here. You smell nothing but ammonia, lavender, and ground bone, wetted stone, and rotted fruit now. You feel nothing but the cold chill and the shivers of your own mortality coursing through your spine. You do not feel any wind any longer, nor do you feel the sun, which still shines brightly in the sky upon your skin. There is cold, cold as night, Pelor unwilling to warm such a place. You continue to walk through the streets, seeing more and more of these soulless bodies propped up within a false god's playhouse. No longer do you feel as if you are sailing, for that requires some semblance of life, of movement, of energy. There is none here anymore, and for the first time, you feel nothing but the cold and fear. Again, you remember the shards of the spine, how miserable you were, how wet and cold it was. But there was water. There was life. There was green. You recall that even there you found some solace, releasing those long dead and punished, feeling their souls finally find rest. You recall those strange animals you fed at the tail end of your journey, those that Clink found companionship with. You know in your heart there will be no saving these souls here, nor will you find solace in the defiled reaches of this place. You will find no companionship, and there will be no catharsis, not yet, at least. You recall again the depths of Telemund Vasterir, remembering it poorly, but yet you do distinctly remember again the feel of the subterranean breeze through your hair, the horrid life that did live there, and the flora that existed naturally within. But as you walk, you still feel no wind, no sun. You see no creatures of the Yale poppy fields, and you notice the flora appear strange. You look closer, seeing no water in the soil, and finding plants that should hold no life this time of year, blooming well in the heatless sun. You walk through the rest of the city, toward the crag that plummets from the ground over the entire northern side of the city. You walk across the bricks beneath your feet, up the slight incline at points, and through narrow alleyways accessed by marble steps leading through the gorgeous architecture of Kruul, and just below the vines that fall from the roofs and alleyway balconies above. You see where refuse was thrown, into what appear to have been magical incinerators in the stone, covered by grates of steel. You see where children played in back alley gardens where multiple townhomes and shops faced each other with large trees growing between them. You see inside many of these buildings, seeing the remnants of stone and fabric furnishings, emptied bookcases, and more doll-like corpses sat upon those claw-foot chairs and stood in front of those shelves now devoid of the knowledge they sought. Along the sides of the street, small and large, you see statues that once depicted, no doubt, the goddess of magic, now desecrated, transmuted to bone, and depicting instead a robed figure, layers of fine silk spilling from the top of their head and shoulders, jewelry lining his head like a crown, and an iron mask shrouding his face with blackness behind the holes where eyes might be. A bowl rests beneath these statues, no longer filled with water, but with ice streaked with black sludge that clings to the stone.
This is disgusting.
It's more unlife than undeath.
You know who that statue is supposed to be?
No. One of them, I guess?
This is sick. I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. You want to look around any of these buildings?
Inside of them?
Mm-hmm.
Kinda, yeah.
We should...
It's up to you.
I think finding Yahiro is a good idea. But finding their stuff is probably more important than finding them.
Why?
Well, Vivian has like a stick that she needs to do anything with. And I think Yahiro, I mean, he has a sword, but I think it's the same, right? And Dagamaris.
Then you have his sword, by the way.
I do have his sword.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a sword. Fuck. Dagamaris is probably fine without a blade. But I know Vivian will be useless.
Okay, sure, finding their stuff. Do you think they might be keeping it somewhere random, or do you think they're keeping it somewhere, like, near to wherever they're imprisoned?
Probably, but...
So is it their stuff, then your hero, then them? Order of operations.
I think we'll probably... Let's hope to find Yahiro, because I think I have a sword. But while we're traveling, we could definitely try and see if we can
find anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any of the shops specifically around that are like labeled in a way?
Do you want to make an investigation check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
guidance.
Yeah. Piss.
What'd you roll?
13.
Christ.
I don't think I rolled much better than that. Investigation plus 2, 13.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You wander throughout the ghost city. The remnants of the past held so tirelessly intact as a vile reminder of what the liches can take away. You see a few shops, storefronts, and homes lining the wide and narrow streets you traverse, taking a peek at some of them.
Can I mind link with any of them?
Terrible.
As you try, they have no souls to link to.
It's literally just like
Husk.
Yes. They are propped up like dolls.
like I think that maybe they literally like propped them up like dolls, or they just went.
No, they look odd.
Bro, it's fucking gross. They're gross.
Yeah.
They're so gross.
He's just the big chicken guy from Toy Story.
That's a good reference.
I haven't seen Toy Story in years, so I didn't get it.
Brush up.
You do see a storefront with two large windows protruding on either side of a forest green door, fashioned with gold knobs and hinges. Above, jettied, are two more floors that rise to the sky, none of their windows shattered and no sign of damage done to the wood. You walk inside and find yourself surrounded. First of all, you read the sign. It said, "Whispers on the page, Erlendish scrolls."
This place is fucking empty.
You walk inside and find yourself surrounded by scroll shelves, diamond-shaped cubbies for holding rolls of fine paper and ink. Amidst the shelves of rich cedar, you see cupboards of the same wood secured within. Scattered across the floor are two tables covered with tea stains, some circles where cups were set with no coaster. The room is narrower than you'd expect, though as you look to the back, you see a small front desk with a little bell sat upon it and a few books for financial records neatly placed in the corner. More scroll shelves line that back wall as well. Behind and to the left of the desk, you see an opening to another portion of the building. Walking around, you find a small hall that stretches back toward the entrance. You see some modest drawers pushed against the wall, a few oil lanterns upon them, open and flat shelving nailed onto some of those walls with a few paintings splayed throughout. At the end is a desk sat beneath a small stained glass window, The desk is a roll top with 4 layers climbing toward the back of it. On either side of the desk are smaller end tables filled with inks, fine quills, and unused paper. But you do see as well a young woman sitting at the chair, frozen in time, unable to rest even in death. Her stark white hair is tied into a messy bun, and her eyes, deep violet in coloration, are magnified greatly by the speculum she was wearing. She wears loose, baggy cotton clothing with a mushroom leather vest draped on it, the weight of the vest pushing down on the flowing cloth of the undershirt. She appears to have been working hard on a few scrolls, as it appears the liches were meticulous enough with their dolls that they even put a wetted quill within their hands and paper beneath them. You examine the quill. You find that the quill in her hand is strange. It is made of metal, silver it appears to be, and upon its handle are inscriptions of the arcane, runes of enchantment and transmutation. The silver peters off at the end to make way for a sparkling flame of pale purple.
That's so fucking cool. Is it like an endless ink pen? I don't want to take it from her hand. The quill looks, special.
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Well, I didn't want to
her
touch
hand
it. No.
gently drops.
Are they
Nothing's in
like
there.
mummified?
Yeah. Preserved.
Like mummified insofar as like they are like
Yeah, skin
Little-
is like stretching upon the bone like leather, but they're not decomposing.
they're just like embalmed.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. Gross, like little taxidermy.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. Oh god, I fucking hate them so much.
You search the rest of the area, finding little, though you do find a back stairwell that leads to the upper floors.
Should we continue?
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry about the people. It's the part of them that matters is gone.
Yeah, I think it's still very disrespectful to the vessel that carried it.
Well, they're just
The body deserves to rest. That's what I think, anyway.
I won't take that from you.
It's fucking gross.
Head up the stairs.
Yeah.
The stairs are carpeted with a thin rug that lay flat over each step, muted red and black in coloration upon the golden cedar wood of the steps themselves. You find a doorway at the top of the stairs and find yourself looking into a lovely abode. You see an area rug beneath your feet that accents the wood coffee table that sits upon it and the legs of the chairs that do as well. Behind the couch, to the right, is a window that overlooks the alleyway. Below and in front of you is a small dining nook with thin drapes covering the windows behind it. To the left of that is a dining space, small and filled with a wood-burning stove, wooden countertops, a small island for chopping, and many pots and pans hanging from the walls with utensils for stirring and chopping. If you want to make an investigation here as well, you can.
Should have waited to get your
Guidance.
Airlandish
Oh, pots and pans.
pots and pans and spices from here. It's probably sludge and everything though.
Yeah.
Natural 20, baby. What's
Nice.
Okay.
up? And guidance.
Damn, dude.
That's a 26 with a natural 20, baby.
Okay. You find 2 scrolls
Give me damn scroll.
upon the dining room table and on the couch. Upon the first, it reads in wonderful penmanship, "For the very vitae ball." The second you find reads, "There will be no life without this war. There can be no peace with those lying in wait, and no sleep for those wicked enough not to meet them. Matron Mother Kievar Diamolanitis."
That's a fucking long name.
So the spells you get. There are two.
Yummy.
Kinetic Jaunt is the first. However, make an Arcana check, both of you, as you look upon the scrolls.
Ooh.
Is it gonna wisdom fucking save me? Fuck.
You're smart.
18.
Okay. You've seen some scrolls before. This one appears strange, arcane in and of itself within the ink, and you would assume that these scrolls can be used more than one time.
Whoa.
Is that what that pen does? Wouldn't that be sexy?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be so?
You would know that you can
So very
use the
sexy.
kinetic Jaunt scroll 4 times before it runs
the
out.
fuck is it? Okay. 4 uses. God, I love the Erlendi. Fuck. Okay, and the second one?
Do you want to know what kinetic Jaunt does?
I was gonna look it up, but if you want to read it to me, I'll take that.
Kinetic Jaunt. You magically empower your movement with dance-like steps, giving yourself the following benefits for the duration. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You do not provoke opportunity attacks, and you can move through the space of another creature, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain. If you end your turn in another creature's space, you are shunted to the last unoccupied space you occupied, and you take 1d8 force damage.
Cool.
And it's a bonus action cast.
It is a bonus action to cast.
Cool.
The last you
pretty handy for a
find
melee
is
fighter.
Armor of the Righteous Assailed Few.
That sounds fucking metal.
This is a 6th level transmutation spell that can be used twice from within the scroll. Uttering an incantation, you draw on the magic of Hecate or Gillian, your choice, to transform yourself. You gain the following benefits until the spell ends. 1. You are immune to enchantment magic, Gillian, or resistance to necromancy, Hecate. You are immune to the charmed condition, Gillian, or the paralyzed condition, Hecate. Wings of flowing and luminescent water appear on your back, giving you a flying speed of 40 feet. You have a +2 bonus to AC. All your weapon attacks are magical, and when you make a weapon attack, you can use your spellcasting ability modifier instead of strength or dexterity for the attack and damage rolls.
Damn.
You can attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action. You ignore the benefit if you already have a feature like extra attack that lets you attack more than once already. And this is all in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
The
I'll
spell.
write this down.
The Armor of the Righteous Assailed Few is in there, and so is Kinetic Jaunt.
Found some fancy scrolls that I think can be used more than once, which I've never heard of before.
I'm gonna hand.
Do you want one? Or both? I don't know.
I
I'll
think
explain to
should
you what they
keep
do.
That one. But I wouldn't mind taking the. What was the other one called?
The kinetic one?
Yes.
The Kinetic,
Kinetic
Jaunt.
Jaunt.
Thank you.
Well, that's helpful. Resistance to necromancy, that would be nice. Resistance to paralysis, that would also...
That's if you choose a certain path. You
I
have
have-
to choose
I have to
whether or
choose
not you
Hecate
do
or
Gillian
Gillian,
Hecate.
right? Okay.
And it gives you certain effects.
But I get all of the Hecate benefits, correct?
if you choose Hecate.
If I could choose it. Yeah, well, God, Hecate is the better one in this situation.
Okay.
But I get the cool wings either way, right?
Yes, the wings and the AC and the double and the magical attack is either one.
Tight.
Yeah. I'll just dodge it. So I
Yeah,
don't need
move
that.
through their space. Just push them. Flick them in the ear as you pass.
Where Willy?
Cool, well, that was helpful. So I
Thank
guess
you.
they didn't clear the way of everything.
I guess, I mean, what would a necromantic lich need with scrolls, I guess?
I guess. It just seems a little bit dumb to just leave it all out.
Unless they left it there for us. It seems like something that one guy would do. for Servius.
The Archmage?
Yeah.
Okay.
He seems like the type.
Is there anything like Irelandish on this scroll? Like, is it written in a specific handwriting? Is it signed by anyone? Is there a cool stamp?
You notice that the quote is from again,
a matron mother.
The quote is from a matron mother. You remember the handwriting down below from that woman? That's the same as that. She seemed to have been a scroll, a scribe, and this was probably her shop. But it is written. It is written in 2 separate languages, both Elven and Common, but not Black speech.
Well, I don't really know how to tell if it was left by him, if it's going to backfire or anything, but if it doesn't, it's pretty helpful.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to know. That guy followed us around in, let's see.
City of Cell.
When we were in pools. He followed us around for like a whole afternoon. For no reason. And then attacked us.
The Archmage?
Yeah.
Just followed you around for no reason.
As one of Vivian's old friends. He was impersonating one of Vivian's old friends.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
They're all creepy. They're all creepy. Why are they all so
Creepy
fucking
and
creepy?
Weird. Just, and there and back, he could have just stayed.
It's like the person that hugs you and then smells you. It's fucking weird. They're all so fucking weird.
I mean, but they have to be. Look how they live.
I know. I mean, I guess I just had a different image of what a lich would do with their free time, not like use mummified corpses of the people they all murdered and set them up like dolls and follow around people for an afternoon because he's creepy.
Yeah, well, but the liches, it seems like it's just a mimicry kind of thing.
I think it's just very frustrating that they're this powerful then, if they're just such fucking weirdos. Not that they don't deserve it, it's just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
Gross. It's all gross. It's all gross. I really hope we get out of here so I can come here with Talia so we can just knock it all over. Fuck. Anyway.
You guys want to look around for another one?
Another.
The top 4?
Oh.
In the shop.
Another shop? Yeah, sure. Do it.
It's not like we need to save people.
They're not coming for us.
It's up to you.
Yeah, fuck, let's do
Guidance.
it. I love that that's a cantrip.
I've never
Oh,
used it so
I'm
much.
rolling really well with this dice. Knock on wood.
I'm rolling bad now.
I took it.
Dude,
I
you
suck.
are.
I
She
took
sucked it from you.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. There was not enough stank in that, I'm going to say, though.
I'm crippled here. I need to set up some differently. I can't pull back on it.
20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk out, passing the barely sunlit corpse of that woman. And after a bit of walking...
Is she, sorry, is she like, can she be moved or is she stiff?
She's very stiff.
Like stiff like she won't move or stiff like it's just kind of hard to move her?
Stiff like she is a taxidermy.
Okay, just gonna please continue with your description.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and have her lay her fucking head down for a second. Damn, they're gross. Sorry, please continue.
Within a very narrow street you walk down, perhaps 12 feet in width. You find your heads covered from the sky by the jettied second floors and the balconies above, and you find your shoulders kept company by the buildings they scrape against. The street is filled with a strange warmth, not a literal warmth, but a warmth of the mind. You feel like you've been here before, though you know that isn't true, at least not physically. Eupheme, you remember very faintly a story told by your father, a story of streets such as this and the stories that they held within. None of them were grand, full of peril or treachery. Nay, they were simple and filled with love. You remember stories of kind, generous, and joyous people that cooked food for one another, knit sweaters for their neighbors, and sang jolly tunes in the night, serenading a heartbroken stranger that meandered through the streets below, bringing a smile to their otherwise downtrodden faces. You never found out if these stories were purely fanciful, or if they came from a place of knowing, though you think it possibly the latter, as you see a shop just next to you as you think this, its sign dangling parallel to the street just over a foggy, single-paned and sloped outward window. The sign reads, "Warmth within, soup."
Oh, to be a little Irelandish soup shop owner. Oh, to own a little soup shop.
You walk within and look upon a large granite cauldron at the center of a half-circle bar, fronted by a scattering of small tables and chairs. Above the cauldron, hanging from the rafters, are chains and smaller pots connected to pulleys and rope. Lining the inside of the bar are many spices and baskets for long disintegrated ingredients. Upon the cauldron are sigils of enchantment and transmutation wrapping around its center, evocation at its base, and illusion at its rim. In front of a few portions of these runes and sigils are a couple of ladders that lead up to its depths. Still upon the bar are scattered pieces of silverware and bowls of smoky quartz, all of them licked dry by time.
Smoky quartz bowl.
Crystals.
Oh, to be a soup shop owner with crystal balls.
If you would like to make an Arcana check, feel free.
Yeah, man. Magic
pot.
soup cauldron. Christ.
Okay, so as you examine the runes, it mentions along the rim what it is. The cauldron is called a Brynagash bath, used by the Erelendi to create magical soups for the populace for free.
Shut the fuck up.
It was a tradition in most cities that held the Erelendish traditions. Below the cauldron, it reads, "The paths of the weary are weary in and of themselves, and frequently accompanied by parched lips and empty bellies. These should lead nowhere but here, a paved path full of kindness and comfort. And we beckon you all to drink well. Drink well all those who live. Eat heartily all those who roam the world, and think not of the pain in your feet nor of your belly. For there are plenty more things to contemplate, plenty more that require your attention and care."
Damn, I'm gonna tear up at the soup cauldron.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up at the soup. Fuck. God, witches really do be like, oh, is this a utopia?
Shame if I...
Shame if I pulled up my little lich robes and showed you my decrepit ass and just shat necromancy sludge everywhere.
There's no ingredients or anything, right?
No,
Everything's-
everything looks to have been freshly used.
There's a
So if
way.
you want to make an intelligence check to see if you can figure
Figure
out
it
how
out.
the fuck to
Can I
use
help?
this thing. Yeah, sure. Make an intelligence check with advantage.
Just intelligent.
It helps because I have.
If you want to
+2.
make another Arcana check.
That would be easier.
Yeah.
Because I am proficient in Arcana.
What? Oh my god. Okay. So, wow.
Thrilling. Natural 20 soup time, baby.
Even with a natural 20, because you're not a wizard, it takes you a bit. So you spend about 5 minutes pondering the cauldron, just as one may ponder their orb.
Yeah.
So, you would know that the enchantment magic is specifically to enhance the flavor of whatever you put in. Transmutation is to make more of it. It is it basically triples the amount of whatever ingredient you put in.
That's so cool.
The evocation is to heat it. You at its base, you would use the evocation to heat it. And the only other one that you can't quite figure out is the illusion. at the top. Though you would assume that it is just to make the smoke or steam billowing out of it look pretty, look more magical, to sort of fantasify whatever patrons were inside. However, it does take at least 2 people to operate. One person needs to be operating the 2 lower runes, the enchantment and the evocation, and the other needs to be working the transmutation and the illusion magic. And that is what the ladders are for, not only to put ingredients in the 2 larger pots on either side of it, or large pots on either side of it, but also to operate the runes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say, it looks like this is going to maybe call attention, but
There's a little voice in my head that kind of just says, fuck 'em.
yeah. And it's not me, I swear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool.
You get the bottom 2.
Okay.
Okay,
What do I do? Smack them?
I'm going to have you guys...
Evocation.
Actually, yes,
Fuck off.
you do. It's like drums.
Oh, cool.
Man, the
Except for at the
were
top,
so fun.
it is sliding. You're sliding, and it looks like the runes are rolled. So you make what is reminiscent of like a rain stick sound as you operate the runes. I'm going to have you guys honestly, I'm going to have you make a teamwork check here. So,
Hell yeah.
Can I cast guidance?
Please.
yes.
Please.
So roll a d20, add your proficiency bonus, and we'll have this be a wisdom check.
Okay. Wisdom plus proficiency.
What is that?
16.
16. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad.
12.
Okay, that's also not too bad. Remember, you guys are making soup.
Yeah.
This has to be these 2.
It's crucial. No, it
Okay.
really is.
So, Eupheme climbs the ladders. Perfectly still, the ladders are, as if no time has passed. As you look over, you breathe, and your breath into the cavernous cauldron. Inside, you see many cleavages, rounded bits, and stain on the stone from many, many years of soup being made within. You sit up there, you pull out all of your ingredients.
Yeah, my stuff, my shit. How's my apples? How are my apples?
Oh, man, dude.
Your mead?
They are looking fucking weird in there.
I'm gonna shake it. I want to taste it. I just want to tip my tongue. Just
Okay, so
I want to see if it's vinegary or whatever.
okay, yes, it is basically you've made like a really poorly fermented vinegar. It tastes awful, like battery acid almost. So what are you adding in? What are you adding in?
We're gonna start with the maters.
Okay, so how much of the tomato sauce are you putting in?
All of it.
Okay, which is how much?
Right. 7 pounds.
7 pounds.
How big is this cauldron? It's really
Very
big.
large.
Okay,
Again,
cool.
it's about 11 feet tall.
Wish I had
No,
some.
not 11
We're
feet.
gonna
I
do
would
the-
say 15 feet.
That's
do
so
the herbs with a little bit of
big.
olive oil first, actually.
Okay,
We're gonna
so you
brown
put in the herbs, olive oil. Okay.
Classy stuff.
Are you heating it up?
Low.
Okay. So you and as you hit it, you're hitting stone, but what you feel is strange. It's like a wood almost. And as you smack it, you hear boom through the cauldron. Boom, 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 boom. So you start hitting the runes in the correct order because of your huge arcana check.
My massive brain.
You see almost immediately a slight simmer within the olive oil. You drizzle down, you're still drizzling it as she pounds on the runes. It slips down the side, you hear down there. But it is simmering.
Magic music soup.
Yeah, I might just start humming a little bit.
Bardic magic music soup.
Yeah. We're gonna get there.
I believe in you.
Yes, so we're browning the herbs.
Okay.
When I feel like I have so few ingredients here.
You would know as well that you'd want to also use the transmutation here so that the olive oil matches the amount of...
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not like everything grows. Like I make the soup
Everything
and then
would
everything
grow.
grows.
Everything would grow. It is up to you which one you want to do
I
first.
can start slapping some shit.
Okay.
Make sure the magic is on in every step. I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
So as you reach over, the ladder itself runs over to the rune that you need. And as you almost all around you, you hear it. Like raindrops.
Atmospheric. Yeah, we're just getting acquainted with the instrument at this point.
Okay. You look in and olive oil rises. You see sprinkles of the herbs. And that-
As it heats up,
mhm.
do I still have flatbread or did I get rid of that?
You begin to smell the cooking of olive oil and herbs. Smells lovely.
We're gonna put the tomatoes in.
Okay. All of them?
All of it. Yeah.
Okay. You. And as he does this, you. The tomatoes. You.
More tomatoes.
More
Is there
tomatoes.
like a big spoon I can get?
Mm-hmm. It's right off the edge.
Mush 'em.
Flip that bad boy a few times.
Okay. Begin to stir it. You then, or sorry, it would be you that then sees the enchantment runes above. Boom! Bit higher pitched. The evocation low, bass. This one more treble. As you boom, boom, boom. You don't see anything, you don't notice anything, but you do notice the lipids of oil begin to shimmer a little bit more brightly. And as you, the rain, heavier, and you see more tomatoes turn into the sauce into the bowl as you begin to stir even more.
How? So is there smoke at this point?
There is some steam.
Some
Yes.
steam, yeah. How do I mess with the transmutation?
Okay. Yeah. So at this point, along the rim, you see runes, and you don't slide as you did with the transmutation. You just
Or the illusion, that's right.
yeah, it's the illusion that you're looking for right now. It's almost like a smaller percussion along the rim, like one of those pan drums that you play, and you ting ting tung 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 tung. And as you see the steam rise, you imagine what it would be, and that is what it is. So
Yeah.
whatever the steam color, shape that you may want it to take.
I'm gonna imagine my. I'm gonna imagine my family, us gathered around. My father telling a story. My two siblings in the back dancing. My uncle. I wish I had their names. My uncle arguing with my mother. As he tells a story in front of a fire.
Okay.
Just each character kind of floating off into the smoke separately and then finding each other.
Yeah. Okay.
outside.
So and you see them sort of shapeless at first, only their faces seen, then a bit of color adds to it, and they don't just fade away. You watch as they and slowly step onto the ground.
Oh.
Your father playing an instrument, telling a tale as your other family members step on, sitting in the chairs, they all around. The steam dripping now like actual rain off of the ceiling. And you begin to smell the loveliness. And you don't hear the sound of your father or your uncle, but you do in your head. And as you watch their faces, you smell the soup. And just as you end the stirring, and you know it's done in your head.
I have a few more people I want to add.
Okay, yeah.
As I'm stirring, I also want I want to add myself
Mm-hmm.
as the story's being told, I kind of just walk up and take a seat. And then I'd like to add Vivian and Iglid as well to sit down. And Dagamaris can pout in the corner.
Okay, and you immediately see him float into the corner.
And Nasu.
Okay, and the red menace
He's
slips down
cleaning his gun, yeah.
and cleans his gun while looking over at Dagamaris and sneering a bit, cleaning his gun.
That's it.
Okay. Finish stirring.
And Gabrielle and Titus.
Oh. Titus slips down, and it's odd. Because of your connection to the soul, you see Titus with no mutton chops float.
Stop.
Floats
Why
down.
would you do that?
He smiles wide as Gabriella comes down, younger, no orange eyes, his eyes a green coloration, sits down, listens intently to whatever story is being told.
Fuck off. Why'd you do
Yeah. I'll stop playing that and just... Oh, the bear!
Okay.
The bear is there too. God, there's so many people.
Yeah.
Comes out. Your steam representation sees the bear, gets off of the chair, sits on the bear's belly, and the bear lays down.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Okay.
That's everybody.
And as you look around, you see the true goal in mind, the true state of the world, and the reason why you're in Kruul to begin with. You see the magic of the Erlendi and the purpose of the cauldron itself. And as you think this, you know the soup is done. 2 spouts pour out, and within 2 large but still smaller cauldrons, the soup pours out until they're full, and then spouts recede back into the cauldron, and you see more steam floating up.
It's done.
And here you are. Inspiration for both of you. Are you eating any of the soup?
Yeah.
Smart.
I'm going to eat some, but first I'm going to put some in the vase where the tomatoes were.
Okay, yeah. So you fill it up. You now have, I'll say to keep it simple, 7.5 pounds of Kruulian and Delianorish tomato soup.
I'm gonna weep.
As you taste it, you both taste something different. It's tomato soup, but you taste the soup of your mother.
Stop. I'm crying in the car already.
You taste the soup that your mother would make you when you were wee and you were sick.
Not when I was wee.
You taste a soup that is not fine, nor is it smooth, but gritty and poor. You taste the soup that your father made during one of your many nights traveling. But regardless of its taste, regardless of its regality, it is the best soup you've had in a long time.
I've got some for everyone else, so we have to go get them.
Gabriella's doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go get them. That was really nice.
You guys walking out?
I'll just take in the image.
Okay. So taking the image, you specifically looking at you and Titus. Titus smiling wide. You on his lap, still large, but somehow far less imposing. You look at your entire family. You look at you, smiling, far happier than any of you are now, but it is still the goal. And as you take it all in, the steam, you see Titus smile at you. You see your family before they fade away.
With all this unlife around, someone who is undead could never imagine anything like that. And I'll walk out.
Okay. You walking out as well?
Yeah.
Yes, I do want to continue the sneak, even if it's futile.
Sneak, then. It's not futile. Sneak is sneak.
Yes, sir.
Is that a natural one?
No, it's a 19.
No, it is not.
It's a 19.
Oh, jeez. Okay. God, dude, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 16.
20. 30.
Okay. Silently, like the wind that no longer exists, you hear the slight sound of water. A slight trickle, maybe, with a loud crashing further off in the distance that echoes through the winding, narrow, and wide streets of the city. But you also begin to feel incredibly cold. Not just feeling a slight chill, but you feel the air lacking warmth, to the point of your breath becoming visible in front of your faces. Hanging above your heads are strings of candles that hang from the lanterns in the jettied buildings. They appear celebratory in nature, but never lit. It doesn't take long before you see, out from the narrow street you now walk, a large and wide path of brick parallel to a very wide river that cuts through the city. You look down either side as you emerge from the somewhat cramped path you had been traveling and see many more buildings, shops, homes, and other former businesses looking out toward the river. On the other side of the river, which is about 300 feet wide, you see a much more open and less condensed quarter. And above it, you see the crag, like a spine of Varntuk laid upon its side, loom above the city, and the statue of desecrated Hecate spilling water down into the district below. Because of the modest slope, you see more of the city beyond here, your eye line less impeded due to the river and the smaller buildings on the other side, allowing you to see what lays ahead, partially at least. You see many clefts and outcroppings of stone in the quarter ahead, buildings built upon their craggy forms beneath them and dug into the sides of the slope itself. The quarter appears less exuberant in colors, more spread out and filled with shorter buildings and more greenery. The bridge you see down a few dozen feet from you arches once to a large pillar in the center of the river, then arches again to the other side. However, your eyes then drift downward toward the water, nearly frozen solid. The top entirely ice, and though the flow underneath it seems somewhat unimpeded, you see bits of foreign things floating underneath, and smears of black sludge, hunks of it dragging across the underside of it. The sound of the Hikishan waterfalls fills the air, though, a constant white noise of water slapping against the ground. The chill is also made all the worse by the mist that now begins to permeate your clothes like rain from the fall. As you walk along the edge of the river, you also see boats long crashed against the sides of the canal, now frozen in place. Flesh dolls sat within them as well.
Call them that.
The boats, despite the dead that now pilot them, are beautifully made. A golden cedar that reflects the sun and is bound by silver that shimmers as well. The sides of them are painted a light purple, accenting the rest of the colors and crafting what appear to be runes of the arcane, abjuration at first glance, and depictions of the sea. You walk over the arched bridge to the other side, and you see before you a city melded perfectly with the green. The stonework is reminiscent not of Schwenten, as you originally thought, but of Tristfall. You see the mud brick architecture mixed with the Grecian design of Telemund. The buildings are so different from one another. Some are rounded at the tops like domes, and others are rigid, like the temples of the industrial district of Telemund Vosterire. You see, as you step from the bridge, a steep path to your left, craggy and filled with clefts of stone, buildings built upon the hills and upon the outcroppings that protrude from it. From these buildings you see many bushels of green spilling from their windows, and small tricklings of water spilling down the sides of the brick path. To your right, you see the downslope toward the origin of the river. You see the path, wide and well paved in its make, is split by a large wedge of a cedar forest. The path wraps around it, disappearing behind the greenery and allowing your eyes to instead gaze upon the lushness of the small forest. Above the forest, you see the gargantuan crag that plunges out into the air and above the city. The bottom of the statue of Hecate, the only portion of it you can see clearly, only able to see the disfigurement of her face through the chin. Though, from this angle, to the side and below, it doesn't look nearly as gruesome. Below the crag, you see what you saw hanging from the stone, entire buildings, spherical in their design of mud brick, hanging from it by the strength of many, many vines.
So fucking cool.
The buildings dangle dozens of feet from the ground and hang hundreds of feet from the stone above. Rope ladders casually dangle from their doorways, and gardens of green, purple, white, blue, and black hang from the many windows and rooms you see amidst the grasp of the vines. The water from her jug crashes down below, wetting the air with its mists, wetting the buildings you look upon now, and gently spraying your skin. You hear the white noise of it far more clearly now as well. A calming sound to be sure, but also somewhat polluting given your actual surroundings. Around the wedge of green, you see more buildings of the district. You see that the mud brick mortar is not the deep brown you saw within the fire districts of Tristfall, but is more the deep carrot purple you've grown so fond of seeing within the bricks on the road and within the buildings before. The mortar is also smoother, less textured and rough than it is of Tristfall, but somehow you think it more hardy, more sturdily built. Many of these buildings are very open in their design. One in particular that you see is a double dome, a smaller dome stacked onto another, like a gourd. The smaller is entirely open at its top, and from it you see many vines and ferns spill. Another you see is much larger than the other, very wide at its base, and shaped like a long rectangle, but the center of it is open and flanked by rows of pillars protruding from the walls. The entrance is wide and rimmed with thick golden mortar, etched with geometric designs. At the corners, the pillars are made to look like Erlendi with large clay pots in their hands, water gently trickling from these as well.
We're getting closer.
Yeah. You really don't think they're gonna send anyone after us?
They think we're coming to them.
Which we are.
Yeah, but Yeah. We are. Not really much of a need, I guess, to come out to get us.
Sure. Maybe we can see if we can find anything else.
Yeah, it's good to keep looking around.
You walk through the streets of this new district, seeing what sights it has to behold. The trees loom above your heads, and the scent of fresh water, wetted plants, wafts into your nostrils. The air is frigid, but you still enjoy most of the sights and smells experienced. The oddity here is that you expect the sound of birds, squirrels, and other fauna to accompany such sensations of sight and smell. But again, you find yourself woefully disappointed amidst the deafening silence of life, despite such faux representations of its existence. That isn't to say that you don't enjoy your walk through the streets, but you cannot help but feel a lingering sense of wanting more. Again, that feeling of just off smothers your senses, a feeling that the picture you gaze upon has been painted by a different hand. The strokes not as refined, the color not as perfect. It is not as if you do not know why that is, and as you walk amidst the spread apart and lovely mud brick and temple-esque buildings that snuggle up to the green and lushness of the floor that speckle it, you find that even more strange that you are entirely aware of why it feels this way, and you find it as such, and yet you still find yourself wanting, regardless. You continue, admiring the architecture and trying your best to ignore the dolls that litter it. But eventually, you find a building that looks a bit dissimilar to the rest. A modest building of interesting make. Iron. Pure iron. It is made pure iron. It looks to be made of. Smelted and deep gray in the form of a hall. The front entrance you stand before is tall and skinny, coming to a point at its top, filled by a door of cedar wood bound by the same iron of the building's make.
That's gotta be a jailhouse or something, right? An iron building. Can magic work on iron?
I think it's lead.
Oh.
That magic doesn't work with. I think it works with iron.
Okay, well, we should check it out anyway.
Yeah.
Walking inside, you find yourself within a hall that only billows out slightly from its narrow entrance. The ceiling is quite tall, however, and toward the back, you see Hecate once more, this time not desecrated by the powers of Gamarian, and shown in her full glory. Thick and curly hair flowing behind incredibly tall ears and framing a wonderfully joyful face. She once again holds a ceramic jug, though she holds it over another statue, a statue of a dwarven man. His form is wide, thick of muscle, with a barrel chest, and his skin sheens with beads of sweat, meticulously carved into the iron he is made from. He looks down at a bed of coals within a bowl of stone he holds within both hands. His face is creased throughout with many smile lines, though his eyes are set and stern above a single, long, braided beard hanging to his bare chest, and large, burning and shimmering garnets as his eyes. His face is shrouded by his beard, but his brow ridge looks rather soft, as do his eyebrows below a nearly bald head. His head is just covered with sparse hair slicked back into a messy ponytail that hangs just past his shoulders. The room is hot, filled with the warmth of the coal that still burns within the bowl. Red hot and sparking within the confines of the shallow stone. At the far back, on either side of the statue of Hecate, you see doors leading to other portions of the building, and you see benches that line this main room, all facing the direction of the statues and leaning against the walls.
Looks like they didn't touch this one.
Which is odd. You said, what was leaning against the walls?
Benches.
Benches. Is it like a sauna? Can I look around the room and see like what is going on?
Is there anything in this room, or is it
there
just empty?
It's just benches.
So yeah,
and
there are
the-
2 rooms that spread off from the back, but in this room, it is just the statues and the benches that line the sides of the walls.
The dwarf.
Religion check if you want to figure out who
Nice.
that is.
Come on, baby. Am I good at this?
I have religion.
Word.
Then make a religion check.
Hee 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 hee.
You both rolled the same thing.
Did we really? I rolled an 11.
Yikes. I rolled a 7. I
It's
mean,
not an
8.
obscure deity. Both of you would know this. This is Vulcan.
Oh!
Vulcan!
Vulcan.
Nice.
This appears to be a temple. A temple of Vulcan.
What is the Temple of Vulcan doing here? I mean, I guess they are, aren't they?
Probably fucked with all the gods.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all the cool ones.
I mean, Hecate's here anyway, so.
Yeah. Hecate is standing, like, over Vulcan.
Yeah, with a ceramic jug, and he is holding the bowl of coals.
This is an interesting temple.
You look into the other rooms. Smithies.
Hmm.
Look to have been smithies.
My dad liked Vulcan a lot.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why?
Didn't you say they were... Sorry, I'm trying to remember if this is a Vivian or a Gabrielle thing. Did you say they were travelers?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can travelers not like Vulcan?
Well, I was just... You know, he's normally... He's got a form of the forge, right?
Of the forge, yes.
He's just got a forge. Someone who travels around doesn't necessarily have
Oh,
a smithy at their
yeah.
disposal.
Have a forge. It's not like we worshipped him. It's just,
Oh, you just liked him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry, I misinterpreted that.
Okay. You doing anything else in here?
is... Why didn't they touch this one? Eupheme has been to, like, Kern Ulem
Yes.
and hung out around there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can commune with him, with Vulcan, here.
Okay, yeah, make a, make a religion or a charisma check with your proficiency bonus, whichever one.
Definitely charisma.
Okay.
I love how many gods you've spoken with.
Yeah, Lolth being the most prominent of them.
Fuck you, lol.
Is that a 2?
It's a 7.
Damn.
Plus 4 plus 8 is a fucking 15.
Plus 4. Okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about adding 12, and I was like, what the fuck? 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So you sit at one of the benches. Close your eyes. And you hear. You see this as well. Water pouring from the vase or the jug, splashing down into the coals below. The large rocks moving a bit, and the steam exploding out from it.
What did you do?
You feel the air brushing up against your face, breathing it in, and feeling it, smelling an aroma of sweat, of hard work. And you hear ting, ting, ting. You swear you heard a familiar voice, and then you hear a second hammer. Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding. And you think maybe you heard the sound of Clink laughing as he hammers Vulcan's forge.
What is with you today? What is with you today? Why are you doing this? Today?
We should keep moving.
Okay. Are you trying to make me cry today?
Okay, so you guys heading up?
Yes.
Heading out of this area. Yeah.
You walk further toward the crag, through the winding and stony paths that crawl up the hill toward it. Many of these appear to have been homes, though one in particular catches your eye for very obvious reasons. Upon a stone outcropping that pierces out from the hill and off the path a few dozen feet do you see a statue of an incredibly tall woman wearing a dress of stars and swirling dark energy. You see only the back of her head here, seeing a bun of thick, kinky hair exploding from a tight bond of twine. Her ears peek through the sides as you continue closer, human, and her skin is colorful, not stone or iron, but of dark complexion. You see the sides of her face now. She appears entranced and joyful at something in the distance. Her features refined and bold, and her cheeks and chin filled with dimples. Her body is filled out, not all with muscle, her arms a bit wider, and her thighs following that same trend. You then follow her gaze, seeing her arm reach out into the air, her hand disappearing into a thin distortion of space. Your gaze persists to the right, seeing a large building suspended in the air, gently swinging, held by a massive hand, and dangling by a thick twine just as you see holding the thick head of her hair. The building is strange in and of itself. A circle, almost like a pendulum, made of patina copper and lined with celestial words upon its rim. It sits dozens of feet in the air, and just as many away from the statue, but her gaze is undeniable, looking directly at it with as much wonder as you. It's large, maybe 40 feet in diameter, and hanging from the thick twine which holds it about 50 feet below the hand that grasps tightly upon it.
Damn.
Eupheme squints to read what is said on the edge of the pendulum. Making out, the imagine is hindered only by knowledge. Too little, and one may not know where to begin. Too much, and one may not know where to begin. Too little, and one may wish for it never to stop. You see a scratched out name next to the name Briala Crowmast.
What?
What the fuck was a Chromas doing here?
You would not think that statue is of a Crowmast.
Okay.
Oh.
I was like... And that's... Briala Chromas is crossed out?
Again, that was too much.
Oh, that's her quote.
Yes.
Oh.
The imagination is hindered only by knowledge. Too much, and one may not know where to begin. Too little, and one may wish for it never to stop.
You got it.
You look then at the base of the statue, seeing a group of amethyst stones sat in a pile above a placard that reads in Celestial. Simply imagine. Imagine a place you wish more than anything to be, a place full of peace and happiness. Then the door will open. You want?
You know who that is?
No clue.
Okay, that's great.
It appears to
She's
be a
pretty
god of
amazing,
some
though.
sort.
Yeah, definitely a god.
So that hand is just floating?
So you see her hand
Yeah.
disappear into the distortion, and
Yeah.
you see a hand exactly like hers, large and holding the pendulum in a floating area.
Have I seen any other gods?
What was your religion?
13.
13? This is Nepet, the goddess of imagination.
Is this the only other human deity I've ever seen depicted? But I've heard about her before.
Yes.
From probably some obscure thing.
From one of the Soldiers
Souls.
of Chaos.
Actually, I think this might be. I mean, there's not a lot of human depicted deities, so it's probably Nepet, the goddess of imagination.
I figured it had to do with something about imagination. Why does anybody know about her?
I don't know. There are other gods the humans used to worship other than Balazar. Or before Balazar. I don't really know.
I don't think it was before.
You would know that there was no before Balazar for humans.
I just mean that I didn't know if that he was always someone who was like actively worshipped by humanity.
Sure.
But there's that other gal. K name.
Kepri?
Kepri.
Kepri is genderless and is the depiction of a horned beetle.
Oh, just kidding then.
I don't know. Probably don't like it when deities take human form because we're shitty and evil to the planet or some fucking stupid shit elves say. Don't know why they would try and don't know why they would obscure the goddess of imagination from us, but
What are both of your passive perceptions?
fuck off.
14.
I'm
14.
upset.
Oh. 11.
Okay.
Balls.
Go on.
If only fucking Hector was here.
Or
That
Icklid.
man is.
Icklid had crazy passive perception.
Does he really?
It has like 18 or 19, yeah.
Do you want to go over, I don't know, see if we can get into that hanging metal sphere?
How high is the metal sphere?
It hangs about 30 feet in the air from the ground.
Did you read that celestial passage out loud?
I would have, yeah.
Sounds like a riddle.
If you want to make an intelligence check so that it's not a riddle.
What? It says imagine then the door will
You
open.
just picture whatever you wish and the door will open. In your head.
Very literal.
It is very literal.
To imagination?
Yes. You just think of something and the door will open. Any
See,
place you wish to be.
anytime you say the word and the door will open, I'm like, okay, this baby's a riddle.
No. This is not. They wouldn't have a riddle to get into the temple.
I don't
Unless
know,
it was the god of
that
riddles.
seems like some Irlandite shit.
Like Ivar's temple might be some stupid shit. Like
Pick a
The other
card and the door
Airlandite-
will open.
The other Irelandite had a whole thing about... That was one of
That
the
was
trials
their-
we went through.
that was their tomb, and they were specifically fucking with the liches now, and you know that now, because that wasn't an actual matron mother in that tomb.
Yeah,
so
but
they
no,
literally put the riddle there just to fuck
No,
with
but I
them.
mean, before we had to get in the door, when we had to solve those little riddles with a little girl whose spirit was trapped in that space.
Yeah,
That was riddles.
that was Telemund. That was
Sure.
that was after Kruul, and they were doing a lot of stuff to make sure that only the most powerful of adventurers or wizards could get in.
It's crazy.
Well, I guess it's not a riddle then.
Well, imagine something.
I'm gonna imagine. I'm gonna imagine most of the memorable people, or the people I like the most in. What do we call them? It's not Humanity's Colics as a separate thing. It's not the Balance Our Boys because that's my nickname for them. What the fuck?
So the brother?
That's what we're calling ourselves?
Yeah, Titus just took it and decided
Yeah, but
to
we didn't
change
come
it.
up with a cooler name. He didn't take
He didn't care.
humanity's call. He kept the Southern Brotherhood.
He didn't care.
God damn it.
That's just the sect. The Humanities Call is Yannick and Pontilla's sect of
Lame.
the war, or the armies.
I'm going to imagine the people from this movement that I have loved or grown the most fond of, standing on the ashes of the wastes, standing on the ashes of Kruul, victorious, with Titus's eyes the way they used to be.
Okay. So the amethyst begins to shake, and a doorway leading in, and you see it. But you do hear, "What is this?"
I stop imagining that.
Okay. You hear, "I smelled soup.
God
Did
damn
you
it!
make me some?"
Did we actually
Wait,
attract
where
a
did
lich with the
door
soup?
Open?
In front of the statue.
To where though? Like, what did we see on the other side?
What she imagined, but you're hearing this behind you.
Gotcha, that makes sense. I was like, did you open a door to the fucking bad people?
You turn around.
Okay.
Our soup actually attracted a lich.
And you see a large, leanish man.
Oh, it's the lean.
With a massive braided mane of gray and orange hair. However, a large swath of the left side of his head appears to have been removed and replaced with a large adamantine plate. The sigil of the 10 carved into it, each of the 10 strikes glowing a pale blue. His face is long and filled to the brim with deep scars, a soft pink amidst the gray and orange fur of his face. His nose in particular is nearly gone, carved away by the many battles he has no doubt seen. From both of his eyebrows, large chunks of jewelry hang, gold and mithril by the looks of them, and embedded with red diamonds and rubies. His eyes glow a faint black and green behind irises of incredibly piercing silver, with a faint trickle of smoke billowing from his eyelids. His right ear hangs a bit from scar tissue. The other stands perked with more jewelry hanging from it. However, this jewelry is made from bone by the looks of it, and embossed by more red diamonds, or what you now know as soul gems.
So many.
He wears thick studded leather, studded not with steel or iron, nor even mithril, however. No, studded and reinforced with adamantine. The leather also appears strange in and of itself, as if the skin were twitching upon him, and as if veins were still pumping blood into it. The armor is fringed at the edges with frost, cracking near the skirt that hangs down at the bottom as ice creeps up onto it. His arms are exposed, multiple bracelets and bands upon them, over brandings in his fur, more sigils of the 10, as well as runes of necromancy, soul transmutation, and abjuration. The bands are made of bone as well as mithril and gold, and they gleam over his gray and orange coat of fur. But behind him, apparently suspended in the air, you see an absolutely massive sword of bone, no less than 8 feet in length and 2 feet wide at the blade. The handle is made of hands, skeletal hands drenched in bloody ice that move independently upon its form. The pommel is an eye, hovering, with 10 spikes of bone circling around it as it combs the area with its strange sight. The blade itself tapers at the edges, forming an incredibly sharp blade gleaming with green metal, the edges reinforced with adamantine. At the center are markings within the bone, ancient words of a language none of you have ever seen nor heard about. However, this language is slightly impeded by the many runes of soul transmutation and necromancy that have been carved over them, as well as the sigil of the Ten, sat in its center, surrounded by a circlet of silver that has been set within the bone. The end of the sword billows out slightly, like the head of a hammerhead shark, and is as sharp as a razor by the looks of it. As you look at the sword, as he moves slowly to the left, the sword follows, held aloft by what appear to be many souls shackled to the weapon, carrying it as if it were cargo.
Stinky.
He grins, his teeth glimmering. Many rows, or many, a long row of them. In my city, in our city, I am Jarl Vasilios Barbaratos. The 7th.
Of the 10.
The 7th, the 10th. Do they count up or do they count down?
Oh, they definitely count up. Or they count down. He's on the low levels. We can take it.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I heard you were expecting us.
I have. It is always a pleasure to see new faces in the city. It has been a long time. Living souls in Kruul. May I have some of your soup?
I would like to surreptitiously talk to Gabriella
Okay, yeah.
through mind link.
Yeah. Performance check.
Fuck.
See what goes first. My fucking soup.
Brother.
Terrible. 17. Do I use 17?
Okay. Say what you want to say.
Think of a way to Yahiro. Is what I'll say. And we'll say of course, it was made in your city, right?
Wise. Thank you.
I'll slowly start to pull it out.
I'm thinking of a room. With Yahiro
Make a
in it.
concentration
He's
check.
alone?
Make a concentration check.
I'm fumbling with my. It's
Would you like some help?
no, I
No,
have to
I
put it
will
right
help
here.
you. I will help you. And he walks out.
Natural 20. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I manifested that. I just want to say.
He's about 8 feet tall. And he... Let me help you. An intoxicating aroma. Bone meal, ammonia, and you feel... The amethyst opens.
I want to grab him, Eupheme,
Okay.
and I want to go through that door. No!
He tries to
Dex.
grab me.
A check. Come on.
I'm gonna have you make a straight.
Yeah,
check.
baby.
Athletics.
Guidance?
Absolutely not. I'm not allowed. Athletics.
God damn it, this guy's big. Don't look
Natural
at me.
one?
Don't look at me like
I'm gonna
that.
cry. What the fuck?
Is that a natural one?
Yeah, it's a natural fucking one.
Roll the 19.
Cunt!
Go. Whatever your imagination could ever imagine is within that door.
I close it.
Aye.
Sorry.
Mm. I see you had imagined Yahiro. That is imagination. It is not a portal into another place.
Trying
But
to keep him from peeking what we were doing.
honestly, Nepit would be proud, for that is very imaginative to have thought of that. Now, shall we? Shall we fight? Once I get your soup,
He's gonna eat the soup and then fight us.
please. It smelled lovely. It smelled to die for. Please. I just wanted some soup. Are you going to give it to me? Or not?
This soup is for the living. I'm sorry.
Yes. No need to apologize.
Can I touch Gabriella?
Too far away?
I
Unless
was
you want to
just
roll
grabbing
initiative.
him. I was literally just
Pull them
grabbing
away
him.
from you.
I'd
Roll initiative for
All
me.
right.
Yeah, it's a fucking.
I can't
So
take
as you're
20.
sitting there, he shows his teeth once more and
It's fucking badass.
pulls the sword down and is going to immediately attack you.
Why you?
I didn't give him the soup.
Yeah.
He respects it though. That is a 23 to hit.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Is that it?
Yes.
It is actually a 19 to hit.
Oh, that. I'm a shield.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
So
shield.
you shield. So he, you feel the blast of it. You see the souls running with the sword, hefting up the edge of it as he careens
Oh
it
my
out.
gosh.
Oh my god, they're helping him? Fucking gross.
Pulls it back, slams it down again for a second attack. He is going to use Great Weapon Master.
Fuck off.
Fucking great weapon master. This dude could end.
22 to hit.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
With great. Fuck me.
Wait, no.
-5.
-7 with this weapon. So
No.
14 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Slams into the shield again. Okay. It is now Eupheme's turn.
Ah. Ah. Okay, I'm done. Are
You
we
got it.
fighting? I'm gonna cast summon construct.
Okay. So you
Nice, nice, nice.
from the stone all around you, from one of the outcroppings, it flies out and rolls next to you, standing about the same height as Vasilios.
Christ.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I do metal construct.
Your mind fills again with the sound of ding, ding, ding. Here you are. The stone construct. But it takes an interesting shape. Pauldrons, long, one arm different than the other. You see a golem of clink, it looks like, next to you.
Oh my goodness!
He can't die. He can't die a second time, Lamech.
He's gonna slam.
Slam Vasilios.
Slam him!
Okay, yeah, make an attack roll. Is that a natural 4?
It's a 4. Yeah.
Okay, that misses.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
With that immunity armor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! That makes an armor.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
It's a 6.
Yes, those both miss.
Okay.
Okay. It is now Gabrielle.
I would like to rage.
Okay.
I would like to. I'm not gonna reckless. No, I am gonna reckless. I'm gonna reckless. I'm gonna Great Weapon Master. You said he's being supported. The sword is being he's wielding it, but it's also being supported by those spirits, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I want to aim for the spirits. I want to see if I damage them in any way, if that can potentially slow down.
You would
his
know
ability
from
to wield
Titus,
it.
you cannot hurt the souls
Okay.
unless you have a magical weapon.
Mother, I cannot believe I don't have a magical weapon. Then Zoro, fuck off. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'll fucking attack him.
Okay, so you run to attack him.
Yep. I get advantage. What are the good dice? +8. Man, he's got so much shit. I can feel it. 18.
Miss.
Wait, plus.
He-
Hold on.
oh.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me see what my rage bonus is.
It doesn't add anything to.
Oh,
the
just the
attack roll.
damage.
Yeah.
Balls.
So he.
Asshole. Okay, second attack.
Okay.
Uh, 25.
That hits.
Cool.
Nice.
I did not Great Weapon Master on the second one because I have no brains and I didn't say it. +4, +3. That's 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And he now...
Halved.
What?
Halved.
Asshole. He has disadvantage if he attacks anyone other than me. And if he does attack anyone other than me, then that person has resistance to whatever damage type he uses.
Okay, sounds good.
Wow.
He uses a legendary action
Cunt.
to attack you.
Me?
Yes.
What a cunt. What
Is a 24 to hit.
He gets advantage.
Oh. Yes. 24 to hit.
Hits, obviously.
Okay, he did not use Great Weapon Master. You take 23 points of damage.
Ouch.
You are also knocked prone from just being hit.
Are you fucking joking?
No, I am not. For his turn,
How many points? You said
That was his legendary
26?
damage.
26 points of damage?
23.
23 points of damage. I'm not signed in.
Okay. For his turn, you see him as souls
He's a fucking barb.
Barblage.
Barblage.
baby.
above you.
Fuck.
A hailstorm.
What is this?
As a tunnel of souls and icy winds. A blast wave out from it. I need you all to make strength saving throws.
Not bad.
My-
17.
Fail.
Oh my god, then I definitely fail. Hold on.
Okay, so you
Hold on,
both
hold on.
fail.
I have plus. That's a 16. Fuck.
You both take 3d6 points of damage.
D&D Beyond is not letting me sign in, so I can't track my fucking damage.
8 points of damage to both of you. Eupheme, you're also knocked prone.
20, 31 points of damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. D&D Beyond is being a little pisser
Okay.
right now.
Going to attack Eupheme, actually.
Oh, I'm prone.
And you're prone.
This might fucking kill me, actually.
Are you serious? How much HP do you have?
Not a lot.
That
Alright.
is 25 to hit.
Hits.
Okay.
I hate this.
Take
I'll just cry.
30 points of damage. 30 points of slashing damage as he brings it down upon you.
Let's check my HP.
Going to attack again, this time with Great Weapon Master. Misses. Unless a 13 hits you.
No.
Okay. Hits the ground. The stone near you. The stone that you roll to the side, just barely missing. Explodes. The souls creep next to your face before they pick up the sword again, mid-movement. Okay, it is Eupheme's turn now.
I'm casting Dimension Door.
Okay. Counterspell.
Saw that coming.
30.
No. He's just like, no.
Wait, he's within 5 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he cast a spell.
Yes, he did.
I get an attack.
Yes, Mage Slayer.
Yeah. Sorry, let me pull it up. Okay, melee weapon attack against that creature.
Okay, so as he's mid-swing, his massive sword swinging through the air, you hit him in the ribs.
Barb v. Barb.
Bonus action. Misty stab.
Okay. His reaction is gone, so where are you Misty stepping to?
Or, no, I can just get up and walk.
Okay, so you get up from being prone.
So I
Half
have
your movement speed.
15 feet left.
Yeah.
It's still kind of close. Yeah, no, I'll just get up and back up.
Okay, so you scoot back. Okay, where are you Misty stepping to?
Just 30 feet back. I don't know exactly.
30 feet back?
I still want to keep my eyes
Up
on
the
him.
hill, past the statue of Nepet.
Is he facing that way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I teleport behind him?
I'm trying to mind.
You
my
can.
feet
How
right
far?
now.
When do you want? You're 15 feet away from him right now.
Yeah, I did back up 15 feet. So I'll just continue that way and go 45.
Okay, so 45.
Is it an action to mind link?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, a bonus action, but you use your bonus action.
Bonus? Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, what are you doing?
Oh, my boy's gonna attack again.
Okay, make an attack roll.
First attack.
Okay.
Second attack. Natural one.
Okay, make another attack roll because Gabrielle is nearby.
Another natural one.
Okay. Just slamming along the stone.
Technically, he had advantage on that.
Okay, he's going to use a legendary action at the end of that turn to attack Gabriella. With advantage because you were reckless.
What a fucking puss. Puss.
26 to hit.
Yeah. Man, this lich is bothering me.
You take 21 points of damage and you
Ow.
are knocked prone as he
I'm already prone.
slaps down at you. Grazes along the stone before it stops just barely, hitting you in the ribs. It is now your turn.
I am under 100 HP and it does not feel good. I am going to stand up.
Okay?
You've been taking half damage, right?
It's a magical
Magical.
weapon. I know.
Yeah, I love having a non-magical weapon. Very fun. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna forfeit my rage. I am going to dash.
Okay, attack. Nope, he uses reaction.
I'm just gonna stand up. My speed is halved.
Where are
so
you dashing to?
I'm dashing towards the
Underneath the pendulum?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many feet? How many feet did you say away it was? It was like
It's about 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay, so I have 40 feet of movement halved, plus dash, so that's 60 feet. So I do want to go a little bit past it. So I had 60 feet of movement.
Okay, yeah, so you run down. So you're jumping down, maneuvering. At one point, you jump onto a roof and slide down the shingles. Continue to move.
Well, fuck, if I get up on a roof, I might want to stay on that roof.
You want to stay on the roof?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get up onto a roof.
Okay. And then I just want
You're
to...
about, if you want to stand on a roof, you're about 15 feet away from the bottom of the pendulum.
Okay, and how close am I to the upper reaches with the twine?
It's hanging about 60 feet from the ground. The bottom of the pendulum is. And you're up on a roof. The roof is about 20 feet up, so you have about 40 feet until you're at the bottom of the pendulum. And then it's a 50 feet circumference. So about 90 feet up.
Okay,
until-
I'm going
to
to have
get to the
no good
twine.
vantage point for this, aren't I? Is it possible
The twine
as...
is 50 feet, by the way.
Is it possible as a bonus action to be able to see if there's a better vantage point I can get to on my next turn?
I'm not going to allow it.
Okay.
because you've already done so much at this turn.
I
I've given
dashed.
you so much information. With
That's
this-
fair,
with
that's
this
fair, that's fair.
exercise.
Okay, and then I'll just sit and wait for him and see if he's going to come towards me or go towards Eupheme.
Okay, sounds good. So, for his turn, he grabs the sword, throws it at you, and it, as it's about to hit you, stops. You see the souls
Oh my god, he's got a fucking portal to it.
slide off of it, and an amalgamation, a morphing of souls, grab the hilt in his stead.
Oh, wow.
Do my bidding. As he grabs at one of the earrings, pulling a great sword of souls from his ear.
He's got 2 swords.
And he drags it against the ground as he, with a run speed of 45 feet, he reaches...
I'm exactly 45 feet away from
I know.
him.
He reaches Eupheme and recklessly will attack you. Does he still have disadvantage?
No.
Okay.
Wait, my golem gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, make an attack.
I mean, it fucking matters. That's not bad.
Okay.
Rolled a 16 plus 4, 20,
That hits. 7.
11 points of damage.
Points. Wow, that's pretty good. So, as he's running away, continues forward and is going to attack you. That's 26 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. 30 points of slashing damage. And he's going to attack again, this time with Great Weapon Master. There's an 18 to hit. Okay. The soul sword. It is now the sword's turn. The sword is going to use the cold clutches of the Ten's Damned. Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I have. Hold on. I have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. I've been telling myself to not forget that for like
Yeah, get it.
4 combats now.
Jesus Christ. That's so bad.
I might cry.
Okay.
Hold on.
Bubba. That is a 2 and a 3. You fail.
It's a -1.
Fuck! Your speed is slowed by half for the duration. But that is their turn. And as they... Okay. Eupheme's turn.
How far is
Gabriella?
Yep.
About 60 feet from you.
60 feet, huh?
Diagonally to the left. Because she ran this way.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Either this will be really cool, or I'm fucked.
Give it to me. What are you doing?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Do it!
run.
Okay. Attack of opportunity. Good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Natural 19, that is a crit.
Yeah. I'm unconscious.
Wait, no, he doesn't have crits on 19s. So it's not a crit.
I'm unconscious.
23 damage.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Okay. Cuts Eupheme down. Face first into the ground. Come. Raises his weapon. The construct does not remain, correct?
It does.
It does? Okay, well then make a turn for the construct.
It just goes wild, I think. Something.
Well, the first thing that it sees is Vasilios. I'm going to say because of your interaction with Vulcan and Clink, you still have control over it.
Okay.
As a legendary action,
I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him.
he's not going to do anything. It is your turn.
Okay. I would like to. Do I think at this point, if he came under the pendulum, I could throw it and hit the twine? I am looking at it. Do I think I can physically do it?
It depends on your strength check, Dina.
It depends on my strength check.
You could theoretically do it.
If I was raging and I reckless attacked, would I get the advantage on that throw?
Yes.
And he's walking towards me?
No. He used all of his movement to get to Yuffie.
Is there a... In terms of movement, I'm on top of a roof right now. What is available towards me? And to me, if I move, I would get an attack of opportunity.
From the sword, yes.
Well...
And your speed is halved.
Yes. I am going to...
You feel cold hands slithering on your ankles.
Is there a space within 20 feet where I think I could have even a slightly better vantage point?
Within 20 feet? No.
Within 20 feet, no? Okay. Then I am going to rage.
Okay.
I'm gonna reckless.
Okay.
And I am going to hold my action to hit that twine when he gets under the pendulum.
Okay. Sounds good. It is now his turn. And he's going to grab Euphem's back, throw him on his shoulder, strap him onto it,
Well, now I can't fucking mush him.
and then jump down the hill, sliding and stopping with the greatsword. He's about 10 feet away from the bottom of the pendulum.
He has Eupheme on his back, though.
Yes, he does.
Avery's like, you can be more creative in combat. But I'm gonna fuck you up if you do it. Fuck!
There's no guarantee that you hit Eupheme as well.
It's a big pendulum thing.
You don't know if you hit Eupheme as well.
But he'll die if I hit him.
Maybe.
But he's unconscious, so he will die if I hit him.
He'll lose 10 death saves. But it is now the sword's turn. And the sword is going to use Slam. Since you're reckless. It's a 22 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. You take 11 points of damage, and I need you to make a strength save. You succeed.
Yeah, plus
The
8.
sword slams into your side as you hit your forearm with it, blocking the blow. You hold your ground, but it does quite a bit of damage. It is 11 points. It is now your turn. Eupheme's turn. Okay.
The golem.
And the golem, yeah.
I don't know. It can't. I don't think it can travel 40 feet. Oh, 30. Yeah. So he'll just like travel 30.
Okay. Travels down the hill. It is now Gabrielle's turn.
He's 5 feet away from it.
Mm-hmm.
He has Eupheme strapped to his back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time envisioning a scenario in which I drop a pendulum on him and it doesn't hit Eupheme.
You don't know?
Okay, but can I try and know?
No. There's no way of knowing.
I really don't want to gamble with your life. But if I don't, and I will obviously fall, then we're captured. If I fail anyway... If I fail anyway, we're with the liches, but why would they resurrect you? Maybe they would.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I lost my rage. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna
Hold your attack.
I'm going to rage again. I'm gonna reckless again. I'm gonna hold my attack. For like the moment he gets in that range, so I can try to minimize any potential damage to Eupheme.
Okay. It is now Vasilios' turn. He runs out. You see time dilate. See? Large lion humanoid figure, the Leonin Lich, run just underneath it, or begin to. You account for the time that it needs to drop. And I need you to make an attack roll with advantage.
I'm gonna cry! I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay. Use inspiration.
Do I get to reroll it with advantage? Do I get to reroll it with advantage?
Yes, you do, actually.
Much better. I can do that. So it was with advantage. With my great axe. It's a dirty 20. I'm just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. It's a dirty 20. It's a dirty 20.
That hits. Make an attack. Make some damage.
I wish it was a crit, though. That would have been really nice. Eight points of slashing damage.
Okay. Nicks the side of it. It frays. Pendulum swings a bit. He runs directly through it. And jumps up the side of the roof and it's going to bring it down on you with advantage. 22. $26 points of damage. And then he's going to attack a second time with Great Weapon Master. Natural 1 and a 17. That hits. And because of his weapon, it does an extra 20 points of damage instead of 10. $49 points
I'm down.
of slashing. Okay. See.
Oh, I have Relentless Rage.
So you go to 1.
I have to make a DC 10 con save.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I make that.
Okay. It into your shoulder, you stare into his eyes as he the roar bellowing over you. You grab onto it. Okay. It is now the sword's turn.
My fucking AC is 14.
He's going to look over to the sword. And it's now Eupheme's turn. Okay. And now it's your turn.
I'm gonna use that scroll as a bonus action.
Okay, so you pull out the scroll. Which one are you picking?
I have the other one.
Good tea.
Okay, so you're using Hecate.
Oh, of the two.
Yeah. So you're using Hecate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does that give you?
I am
Resistant to necro?
Resistant to necromancy, immune to the paralyzed condition. I have a flying speed of 40
Plus
feet
2 AC.
and a plus 2 AC.
Okay, so you pull it out, smear your hand against it. You water sprays out from your back. He
Fly.
okay, attack of opportunity with advantage. 26 to hit.
What else was I supposed to do?
It's a good try.
There was nothing else I could do.
Yeah.
I have 1 hit point. I don't know why you're rolling damage.
Okay. Yeah. So, as you fly away, he grabs your ankle, slams you into the roof. You go unconscious.
That was embarrassing.
Wasn't embarrassing.
That whole
was a
combat.
witch. It was not embarrassing.
We didn't do a damn thing.
You absolutely did. You impressed the shit out of him. You landed blows on him. It's the first time in a long time that Vasilios has felt any blows.
I should have just wailed on him.
Yeah, we probably both should have.
Yeah, I let Avery poison my mind. He
No,
was
that
like-
was a good idea.
Except I failed really, really
The rope
hard.
had 15 HP.
Yeah, except I failed really, really hard and lost my axe in the...
It was a good try.
It was a good
I tried
try.
to. I was trying to get his attack of opportunity, so I could dimension door. That didn't work either. So. It is what it is.
You guys tried.
Really didn't want to get captured.
However, you do awake, both of you.
Oh, no, we're doing this now.
Emotionally, I am angry.
You awake to the feeling of cold stone beneath your left cheek, saliva pooling at the crevices of your mouth and creeping around your temples. Your first breath is strained, tense and shallow as you taste the mildew and iron on your tongue as the air reluctantly enters your throat. You feel your head pound and your heart beat, and the tenderness of your muscles make themselves abundantly clear. Each tendon, each fiber screaming out to your mind, begging you not to move them. But you ignore their pleas, pushing away from the stone and sitting upon your haunches, gripping your head, trying as hard as you can to alleviate the fuzziness that now clouds your vision. You see nothing but creamy white, and the shapes you see are familiar to you. Perhaps your own feet, that you can't quite tell. Your hearing comes to you, the sound of breathing similar to yours heard immediately. Then your vision returns as well. You look around, finding yourself within a cream-colored room with no seams, no doors, no windows, and lit by seemingly nothing at all. As if the ground were its own light source. In the corners, you see your companions, all looking around just as you are, with faces that no doubt mirror your expression. You see Icklid and Gabriella. Icklid. Hello.
Glad you're okay, Euclid.
Icklid is okay. Babs isn't doing well.
What's wrong
Really?
with Babs?
Pulls out a stringy creature. Maybe a pound.
Well, because he's here?
I don't know. He's not even able to go back into the book.
Fuck.
I should have ran in those copses. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have left you.
It's not your fault. You were saving Gabriella. They just dropped me here. I swear I woke up. I only woke up 2 hours ago. You both looked pretty beat up. So I left you.
Yeah, we fought one of them and lost.
One of who?
The Liches.
Wow. I haven't seen anyone.
How did we get here?
I don't know. I didn't see them bring you in. At least you fought him, right?
I'm not done fighting.
No, I know, but it's always good to put up a fight. This doesn't look anywhere like my dad was.
I'm gonna start looking around.
Looking around?
Just checking the corners.
Make an investigation check then. So,
I want to do one thing as well.
what are you doing?
I'd like to pray to Balanzar.
Make a charisma check with proficiency bonus.
$21.
You hear nothing.
I'm just,
You feel the iron in your pocket. Always warm. Cold as ice.
well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Please tell Titus I'm in trouble. Please tell Titus I'm in trouble. Please tell Titus.
Okay. You spend an entire day within this box. No food, no water given. Your thoughts spin around in your head and you begin to hate your companions more and more with every breath they take. The only sound you hear other than the beating of your own heart and the rushing of your own blood within your deprived ears. You hear every molecule of spit flick out with every one of their breaths, and you swear you can hear the flesh of their lungs expand within their chests. Each shifting of fabric rings louder than any instrument you've heard, and each scratching of their skin sends tremors down your spine, as if you were being scratched and not their skin. Each strand of their hair falls like titanium upon the walls and drags like nails across their shoulders, and your mind slips with each passing second. Your eyes, bloodshot and dried, rotate like cotton balls in your eye sockets, eyeing your companions with distaste and displeasure, wishing nothing more than for them to be silent just for a minute. Then, just as you begin to snap, you see a door at the far end of the room. It was not there just a second prior. And you did not see any light, explosions, or arcane trickery before it appeared. 1 second it was not, and the other it was. You rub your eyes, feeling them stick to the inside of your lids, trying to discern if the door is real, or if you truly have lost your mind. But as you lean forward, you see nothing amiss, and you trust your sight. It is a door, an ornate and thickly cut wooden door with a silver knob. Within it are carvings of a pit, an empty pit, with nothing at its bottom and an endless top. Surrounding the pit are roots that dig into the base of it and traverse up the entire side of it, leading off the edge of the wood. Your eyes trace the door with little accuracy, and it begins to look just as fake as everything else. Maddening, it is. A doorway appearing from nowhere. Not opening, not leading anywhere you can see. Your mind races, thinking now of where the door leads. What fate lies behind it. It opens, slowly. You heard nothing behind it. The first sound was the turning of the knob. You reach for your weapons, ready for anything. Gabrielle, having your great axe on your back, and Eupheme still with all of his belongings. And as it swings outward, you see 2 figures standing outside of it, looking down at you, as if standing above within the cellar. 2 death knights, with their frosted, steaming armor of soul and ice, crowns, spikes, and eyes of billowing smoke. They.
Looking at anyone in particular?
All of you.
What's my...
One.
One?
Because you weren't fed, so you didn't get a long rest.
All right. I'll start walking.
Are you following?
Yeah, I'll help Biglet up.
Okay. Baz draped on his shoulder.
Poor little dude.
Okay, so are you walking out, Yuffie? Okay. You were beckoned out by these creatures, their icy gaze piercing down into you. You step out, feeling forward and landing on the same foot you put forward, as if you had simply taken a single step down a small stair. You feel as if you are falling. You see all around you a cylindrical wall that wraps around and above, a tunnel that leads into more darkness above. You find yourself at the bottom of a pit. The ground and the walls are made of granite of some sort. Oranges, blacks, and whites speckle the smooth and well-carved surface, glimmering slightly in the light emanating from the creature's armor. They lead you to the edge of the cylinder, and you look back, seeing the ground not on the wall, but on the ground that you walked out of, still resting at its center. They wait for a moment before another door appears, this time with carved depictions of a small hole in a forest's floor, flora and small creatures surrounding it, going about their lives, joy in their faces, it seems. The creatures wait another few seconds before the door opens and they shove you through. Again, you find yourself in a simple room of stone, dark and dank, granite in make. This one, reminiscent of the room you just spent an entire day within, has nothing within it except a door at the other side and a small hole at the center, maybe a foot in circumference. You walk past it, looking down and seeing a tiny door at its center, merely a foot down. You are not given much time to ponder this, however, as you are led quickly to the door at the other end. This one is made of smoky quartz, by the looks of it, nearly transparent, with no handle to speak of. You wait a few feet from it for a few minutes, the creatures that led you from the pit simply staring at you from beneath their ornate helms. The door then doesn't open as you'd expect it to. Instead, it melts away like butter, and the liquid it creates slides against the walls, creeping up to the sides of the doorway and forming an archway of splattered liquid quartz that again shimmers in the light of your captor's armor. You exit into an absolutely gigantic corridor.
He smirked.
Though massive, longer than it is wide, though massive in both scopes, you hear the echo of your feet against the granite, bouncing off walls you can barely see in the distance. The air around you expands with its size, able to stretch nearly as much as it might beneath the open sky. You breathe in an odd scent, stale air with a middling aroma of mothballs, stew, and rotten fruits that just barely swim like specks in the ocean within the air. Your breathing, much unlike the prison you were just in, does not condense within this space. Each breath you take barely impacts it at all. You hear your breathing fade into the expansive room, unable to find a wall before fading into non-existence. You are led toward the center of the room, all of your footsteps now reverberating off into the darkness. A few moments after you begin to walk, do you see a rug stretching to the left and right, leading to places unknown in the darkness on either side of you. Your feet fall upon the rug, its color a deep crimson, nearly black purple, and off-white with geometric designs kept in by a lining of silver threads. As soon as you feel the fabric beneath your feet, you hear a hum, a deep and intimidating begin to your left. You look to see a light begin to illuminate itself at the top of the room. Many dozens of feet above the ground and many hundreds of feet where you stand. It begins with a small spark, like a flame igniting the air, silver in color and bright as a star piercing the blanket of darkness. This spark grows, licks of diamond flame flicking out into the darkness and illuminating silver beside it. The flame grows and grows, burning ever more bright until the flame begins to spread, trailing off into canals of silver that course through the stone, like water being spilled into two canals of silver that course through it. These two lines careen off to the left and right before each of them split into another 4, then again into 8, then to 16, 32, 64. Then keep splitting, each line getting a bit smaller, and every ounce, and every once in a while, illuminating another circle of diamond flame within the confines of silver that hold them, like fiery gems set within. The flames cease their spreading through the wall, forming, at last, the picture it sought to paint. A massive flaming moon, its beams of light shining down to a gigantic tree below, its beams penetrating its fiery canvas of leaves, down into the trunk and spreading through the ground of dim light and silver. These rays of diamond luminescence then spread through this depicted ground, curving and slicing through it before plummeting back into the sky, connecting those many dots of flame you saw before and then shooting into the sky, creating the stars above. The picture becomes three-dimensional, peeling from the door like a stage set for the divine. With a flash of immense light, strands of flame shoot from the stage. Spears of that same flame plunging into previously unseen gems embedded into the ground, walls, and ceiling around you. You see now thick strings of the diamond flame illuminating and sticking into the humongous room's periphery. The stage begins to dissolve, the light flickering away as the threads pull at it, pulling the energy toward the room's boundaries with it, the wall it was created from. The stone and silver that lay behind the stage where the flames emanated from begin to pull away like dust and liquid silver, drawn to the pull of the divine strings, creating a storm of metal and mineral before you as if a puppet master were retreating their game. You watch as the storm recedes into the floor, the ceiling, and the walls surrounding you, creating a scene of its own, a forest that stretches out before you, of tall silver and granite trees that grow amidst metallic blades of grass and rocky mushrooms at their roots. They grow all the way up the walls and to a small village upon the ceiling. The diamond flames then settle amidst it all, burning brightly and forming into small woodland creatures that perch upon the branches dozens of feet above. Birds that fly freely in the air, deer that graze upon the craggy flora, and lastly, humans and elves that walk through it all. Each creature, each bit of flora is connected by a thin string of that same flame, and in a split second, you then walk through a complex web of thousands of strings that gently illuminate the space. The creatures that led you here change not their gaze. They stare at you, awaiting you to move forward toward the now massive archway that lay in front of you, led by the rug still beneath your feet. You step forward, 1 foot at a time, walking beneath the webs that streak this way and that, up and down, side to side. You look into the eyes of your companions, the silver and diamond color of the flame reflecting within their irises, holding its brilliance like a bowl, their souls supping of its beauty. You know that yours do as well. And as you continue to do so, you drink its radiance as if it were water. And you wade once again through another adventure, feeling as if it may be your last. You walk, as you have in the past, into the unknown, now lit wonderfully by the Aralendi and their gorgeous plays of the arcane. You feel yourself trembling slightly, feeling something you have felt many a time in the past few months, fear. Though as you look around you, as you smell the crisp air set ablaze with ancient magics, the sweet aroma of death and effervescent sulfur drift into your nose, you feel the fear sink not like a pit in your belly, but wrap around you like a blanket, trying its best to keep you warm. For it knows that no matter the fear you create, nothing will stop the cold bite of vicious reality from being all that much worse. With that feeling draping your body and soul, you walk forward with little hesitation in your steps, followed close behind by those foul creatures not found in the beauty that surrounds you. The gigantic archway of the magic's creation passes above you, and with it, the strings of flame do as well, leaving you peering out into yet another dark room. You begin to walk forward, the creatures no longer following you, and the rug beneath your feet ends. The sound of your feet against granite alerting you of this. A loud snap is heard from somewhere in the darkness, and the fire behind you, the brilliant display of magic, is snuffed out. Far faster than it came, the stone and silver snaps back like a whip behind you, thrusting you all forward with the force of the air like a shockwave. You quickly stand, looking behind you, where the door once was, and you see what you see all around, pitch blackness, without a hint of light. Gabriella, on the other hand, for some reason, after your prayer, is able to see regardless. What you see is terrifying in scope. You stand possibly 30 feet from a massively wide set of stairs, perhaps 20 in their steps, and these lead to a platform that appears flat at first, but you notice what you thought was stone gently rippling upon the surface. Even with your true sight granted by Balanzar, you see not the edges of this room, as if they did not exist, as if you were no longer within the mortal plane, but somewhere else. For you know your true sight sees through any shadows, any magics in the world. Your eyes, blessed by the powers of chaos, then drift to the edges of this platform, and possibly 100 feet. And possibly 100 feet in either direction from the steps, you see gargantuan statues at either corner. You see an unmolested depiction of Hecate, tall and broad in her form, wearing nothing but her own skin, her back flexed with canyons of muscle forming, and arms raised gently into the darkness as if she were dancing in it. That is the statue you see on the right. To your left, you see a naked old man, far less sturdy in their form. Their face shrouded by darkness, but drenched in a kindness at the bottom of their chin, smiling in the darkness, skin wrinkled, hair diminishing, muscles fading, and also dancing, with hands raised up and only one foot planted on somewhat solid ground. Far in the distance, at the far back, you see another statue, now noticing the platform is but a triangle and not a square. But this form is an amorphous statue of what could easily be smoke, though the longer you look at it, the different shapes it takes. You do not see the smoke change, though you do see forms take shape within it. You are unable to tell what faces you see, as you do not believe you have met any of them. However, as you continue to look, the smoke itself shifts, and before you, you see a person of ambiguous humanoid species or sex. Their flesh stretches upon their bones, and their eyes hold within a contempt you have never seen before, rivaling even the burning rage within the eyes of Titus Mirkwood. This person's visage communicates a longing for catharsis you have never felt, and hopefully never will. The edges of the platform are filled to the brim with runes, lined with thick bouts of silver, and embossed with more iconography than you could read in a lifetime. You see some of these runes flickering in algae green and luminescent hue, others pulsing with a dark purple and white energy, and some creating waves of red light through them all. Amidst these runes, you see large pearl-like objects embedded within the stone and silver. You look then to the steps again, seeing something you missed prior. A bubble of black energy, and next to it, a hunched-over man sitting cross-legged just beside it and holding a large cat beside some sort of gem. He looks over. You see a burnt man. And that is where we are going to end it.
I'm gonna scream.
Gang's all here.
What's he doing there? What's he doing there? What's he doing there?
Thank you for joining us. That was a good session. Filled with good stuff. We will be back next week, Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. PST, for episode 24 of Realm of the Casting. It's that guy.
It's that guy.
Yeah, it's that guy, Hector Dollhouse.
God damn it!
If you are new
Mr.
here,
Grinch
if you
is
just
okay.
tuned in, you can go to our YouTube, check out the abridged episodes to catch up and see who the heck all of this is. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week.
Love
See
you,
you next time.
bye.
Bye.